Doesn't matter.
We're
Okay,
good.
we're recording?
Yeah.
Okay, so Megan, at the end of this, just hit finish recording whenever you want, okay?
Okay.
All right, so welcome to the team call. It is Monday. We're doing a morning team call. For those of you who are here, thank you for attending. For those of you who are not, I really hope that you re-watch this whole training because Megan is a rock star at organization and Power Pockets. She's going to give a little background on herself, but she is a diamond coach and she has held her rank on this team. So that is something to be super proud of, Megan. Before we get started, I just want to cover again that the 2B Mindset program has launched. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please message your upline and find out because this is a huge deal. I hope you guys are leveraging this in your business. This is a time to have some of the biggest paychecks, and I know that's not why we're in the business, but it is a direct reflection of us growing as a team. So I really hope that you guys are just taking full advantage of this new program. And then the other huge announcement that we have for today, so if you're on this call, you get to hear about it first, is we are going to be doing an event for Emeralds, and it's going to Emeralds and above, and it's going to be August 25th. We are teaming up with another team, Megan's team, Break Your Plateau Fitness. So them and Team Bloom, we will be having a huge pool party, barbecue, celebration. If you are Emerald rank or above, your families are encouraged to attend. It's going to be so fun, you guys. We're going to connect as a team. We're going to play in the pool. We're going to play games. We're going to have a barbecue. And there's going to be gifts for all of you. We just really want to celebrate you if you are Emerald rank or above. So you have plenty of time to be pushing for that goal to hit Emerald. So we have lots of fun surprises planned for that, and we're going to keep releasing more information about it, but we just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek into that coming. So mark it on your calendars for August 25th. Because you do not want to miss it. And if you don't live in the area, if you don't live in Kitsap County, Washington State, you can fly in for it. Or what's even better is Megan and I will be mailing our coaches the gifts. So whatever gifts you get, if you're here in person, we're going to still mail it to you. We still want to celebrate you, even if you cannot attend the event. So be excited about that and mark it on your calendars. All right, Megan, I'm going to go ahead and just kick it off to you. So are you unmuted?
I think I am. Can you hear me?
Perfect. All right, go ahead.
Perfect. All right. So I am actually going to share my screen because I made a little PowerPoint. So I hope you guys can see it. Can you see it? Okay, perfect. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about Power Pockets, and I titled this Power Pockets for the Busy Woman. We are all super busy throughout our day, and I know that as a coach, our number one job is to do daily power hours, and sometimes that is just not manageable for us. And I know for me it wasn't, so I found something that worked for me, and so I wanted to share it with you. So first, a little bit about myself. I am a mom of two little ones. They're in the picture there with the T-Rex. I am a wife. Jeremy and I have been married almost 7 years. I have been Beachbody obsessed for about 2.5 years. I started doing the programs after I had my son, Dayton, and I was in a really kind of bad place. I was about 50 pounds overweight. I was slipping into a depression. I just was not happy with myself or with my body or how I was feeling. So I came across a Beachbody infomercial one night when I was up trying to feed Dayton, and it was Size, which I hate hip hop, but I decided to do it, and I fell in love and saw great results with that. I kind of did a roller coaster for a little while, and finally, about 17 months ago, I went all in with my fitness. I don't think I've missed very many days since, and that's when I also talked to Sue about the coaching opportunity. I honestly told her from the get-go, like, I don't think I can do this, but I want to give it a try. I see how happy you are and how much you're enjoying life, and that's something that I want for myself. So she was like, you can definitely do it. And the first excuse that I had was, well, I work full time, I'm busy, like there's no way that I can fit this into my schedule. And she said, try it out for a month, see how it goes for you. And I did, and I immediately fell in love with it. So my next little bullet point here is I started the coaching opportunity as a full-time financial services assistant. I was taking classes to further my career. And just recently, I would say about 2 months ago, I have gone down to working 3 days a week so that I can spend those 2 extra days during the week with my kids, and I'm not missing out on anything. I can be there for them when they need me most. So hopping into the call, the first thing that I wanted to say was consistency in this business is key. And I learned that very quickly right off the bat. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And I'm going to tell you right now, this job is so simple if you are consistent. It's hard, but if you show up every single day and you do the vital behaviors, you will see it pay off. So just showing up, be consistent, do the same thing every single day, you will see the results and the success that you are looking for. So I kind of broke this down into some main things. I tried to think about what I do every single day. And the first thing that you would want to do with starting Power Pockets is to create a non-negotiable list. So I want you to think about what are the things that you do every single day. They should be money earning and business building activities. So you want to always have that in the front of your mind. You want it to be building your business and moving you forward. So an example might be making connections every single day, inviting. We should always have something that we're inviting to, monthly challenge groups, the coaching opportunity, and Sue has put together a great calendar that shares when you should be inviting to a challenge group, when you should be inviting to the coaching opportunity. Every single day, a non-negotiable for me is posting on social media, whether it is on Facebook or Instagram, whatever platform you choose. That is huge because being a product of the product is number one in our 4 vital behaviors. Personal development, always growing yourself and shifting your mindset. I know that has been huge for me the past 17 months. And then of course, working out, like I said, being a product of the product. It's not only for the business. I find that working out for me just, kind of takes everything away and really pushes me to be the best that I can be. So those for me are my non-negotiable lists. I do them every single day, and I am consistent with it. Then the second thing I want you to think of is to put together an if I have time list. So this is really something that is going to be different for all of us because we're all at different levels. We're all at different times into our business. We all have different goals. And so you have to think, what is your if I have time? For me, that is watching training videos. When I first started, I watched so many videos and just because I wanted to be successful with this. So any free time that I had, I poured into training videos. Creating content for your challenge groups or coaches. Obviously, you need to have something to say in your challenge groups. You have to have that material, but that's not critical. It is critical, but at the same time, you have to put the other things first to have people attend your challenge groups. Another, if I have time, the idea of running free groups. A lot of people do that and it's great, and I have run them in the past, but it's something that if I have time, it's not going to be at the top of my priority list if I don't have that time to start those. Mine for me is giving love to friends from previous months, and this probably doesn't make sense to you, but any new friend that I add, I put them into a list. So for anyone's in the month of May, they're going into a May list, and so I have them for each month. So if I have time, I'll go to my April, my last month's list. I'll see all of the friends that I added in April, and I'm going to just go to their pages and show them some love, just so I'm keeping some connection with them. But again, if it's not, if I don't have time, then that gets kind of pushed to the side, because I am still making connections, and you'll see that in a second. And then the last thing that I usually do, if I have time, is email free leads. I always find time for this each month, but it is not a daily thing that I'm doing. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of take you through what my day looks like. And this might look totally different from you, but it's just showing you that how I do it in small pockets throughout the day. I don't do one full power hour, very rarely, unless I find that I have time. But even on weekends or on my days off, I'm usually running my business through Power Pockets. So the first thing in the morning, and I know this goes against everything that Mel Robbins and the 5-second rule has said, but I do grab my phone the minute that I wake up. And before I even get out of bed, I send anybody that I have tracked, or anybody that tracked in the tracker app, I send the names to Sue, because that is part of our challenge group. That's something that I know that I need to do before I even get my day started. So I send all the names to her so that she can put up the leaderboard in our group that we run together. The second thing that I do is I found an app. It's called Daily Burst, and it gives motivational quotes every single morning. And I subscribed for it. I think it's like $12 a year or something, but I really loved the quotes. And I will put up a morning motivation quote on my Instagram story, so that people are motivated. And I found a lot of people start to come back because they like to see that little insight of motivation each morning. So that's the second thing that I do. The third thing usually that I do is check into my groups. I'm running 3 right now. So this morning, the first thing that I did is I threw up a post, or I engaged with challengers in my group. I made some sort of connection in my groups. The next thing that I would usually do is a social media post. I haven't yet today because I wanted to do the team call first, but I am planning on doing some sort of team call post, maybe a picture of all of us, or something that I can share on my social media page. So that's the first thing. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It just depends on how quickly I can get going, or maybe if I'm really engaging in the groups, it might take a little bit longer, but usually I can bust it out in 15 or 20 minutes. So my second Power Pocket, okay, so then I put my phone down, I go get my kids up, I get ready myself. Sometimes I'll work out, I do whatever I need to do, and I don't look at my phone for however long. The second Power Pocket, I pick up my phone again or on my laptop. Usually it's before I leave for the office or after I drop my daughter off at school. And this is where, again, it's only like 15 to 20 minutes. I will check in with my challengers or my coaches. I send out really quick happy birthday messages to anybody on my Facebook who has a birthday. I show love to new friends. This could be in like a hey girl message, or it could be just on their any pictures that they've posted or any of their posts. And then I try to do another Instagram story. I might post something about Shakeology. I might post my breakfast, what I'm eating. I might post a picture of Tatum going off to school, but I always try to do at least one Instagram story so that I'm continuously doing it throughout the day. So that takes about 15 to 20 minutes. By this time now, usually I'm at work, and I will take a quick snack break, about 10 minutes, and I don't just take a snack break, I am working my business too. So this is when I might send out thank you messages to anybody who has liked or commented on my posts the previous day. And again, I'll try to I'll try to post another Instagram story. So super fast, and it usually doesn't take more than 10 minutes or so. My fourth one is when I eat lunch. I will prep my lunch, I'll eat it, and while I'm eating, I will send out invites, I'll follow up, I'll do another Instagram story, and if I have time, I will respond to messages. The thing I want to say too is with all of these power pockets, if I give myself a certain amount of time, so if I said I have 15 minutes to invite and follow up, if I don't do that all in the 15 minutes, then it kind of gets pushed down to the next power pocket. So I'm never stopping and saying, oh, I didn't have time to invite, I'm not going to do that today. No, it kind of just gets pushed down to the next power pocket. So in my mind, I know, and I also have a little checklist that I highlight every single time I do something. So I know that I need to go back to it if I didn't fit it in. So that usually takes about 30 minutes. Sometimes it could take 45 minutes. It just depends on how much time I have. And again, if I don't fit everything in, it just goes to the next power pocket time. Okay, so I include my workout as a power pocket because to me, being a product of the product, working out is part of our job. And so I include that in my daily schedule. So I just say about 60 minutes. Sometimes it could be less. Sometimes it's a little bit more. But I'm always sharing my workouts on Instagram story. And that's usually also when I do my second social media post. I usually work out around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I find that I get a lot of traction usually when I post at that time. So that's like when my audience is really on. And so yeah, so that's my 5th power pocket. Then next usually is after dinner. Sometimes it's when my kids are in the bathtub, I will get started, and I titled it my prep time because this is really the time that I start to focus on the next day. But before I do that, I always, again, continuously adding on to my Instagram stories. This is when I'll add 10 to 20 new friends. And so that I have someone to talk to the next day. I'll throw up another social media post, usually my 3rd one if I do 3 that day. I'll respond to messages, and then the bulk of it is prepping for the next day. So when I do this, and I have kind of what I laid out. So I create a contact list. It looks something like this, and I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see, but I write out names of everybody. So the first chunk are my challengers or my coaches that I want to check in with. The second chunk is friends that I have recently added who have accepted my friend requests. These are people where I'm going to go show love on their posts. The next section is going to be thank yous. So everything has a spot in my power pocket, and this is just preparing me to have someone to talk to the next day. So the next section is thank yous. This could be either on Facebook or Instagram. Sometimes I take them and combine them, and I'll do a little bit from each. It'll be follow-ups, and then what else? I think, yep, just people to follow up with. And then so I have everybody on my list. And I can post this too so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. But I have everyone on my list ready to roll, and there's no question about who I'm going to talk to the next day, where I'm going to find people, because that would just be wasting my time when I'm getting into the chunks of it. I want to know exactly who I'm talking to so that it doesn't take me an hour to prep. It takes me just those 10 minutes to send out the quick messages. This is usually also when I do my personal development. I like to read in bed or listen to books in bed. So right before I go to sleep is usually when I fit in my personal development. And then if I have time, I will work from my if I have time list. So doing those things like coming up with challenge group content or things like that, that's where I would fit that in. And then I just kind of threw out some getting set up for success tips. So the first thing that I did where I saw huge success, I guess, is creating a daily post schedule. And I can share this with you guys. I keep it in my binder. And I just have 3 categories every single day that give me an idea of what I can talk about, so that I'm not just throwing up something that has nothing to do with what I'm doing, or not something that I would want to share. Like it's something meaningful, I guess, and it adds value to my audience. Lately, though, I honestly have not been posting 3 times a day. I usually do 1 to 2 good posts, and I'm sharing like crazy on my Instagram stories. So as much as possible, I try to direct people over to my Instagram so that they can see what I'm doing exactly throughout the day. The second thing that I would suggest doing is creating a Power Pocket schedule. Again, I have a schedule because I am a very visual person. So I broke it down into the days that I'm at the office where I'm actually working, and the days that I am at home with my kids. And the schedule honestly looks a little bit different. I wrote in everything: when I'm having breakfast, when I'm having a snack, when I'm having lunch, when I'm working out, when I'm drinking my Energize, everything, just because in my mind that helps me stay on track with the day, and I don't veer off very much. So I can share that too. Your schedule might look completely different than mine, but that gives you an idea of how to maybe set it up. Another thing that I do is I have a day planner. I got it at Target in the dollar section, I think. And I love it because it separates 3 categories: morning, afternoon, evening. And I write in everything that I would do in my first Power Pocket, my second Power Pocket, and I just kind of break it up throughout the day. And then I go on and highlight when I have done that. So already this morning, I've highlighted a few things that I have already done, and it just helps me stay on track. So then in my last Power Pocket, when I am sitting down planning for the day, I will write this out so that I know exactly what I'm going to be doing the next day. Creating daily contact lists, I talked about that, who you're going to talk about every single day. A huge another thing that has worked tremendously for me is listening to audiobooks in the car, or national wake-up calls or online trainings. I am in the car a lot, driving to and from work, driving my kids all over the place. So finding any little second that you can fit in those personal development is huge. So I like to do that as well. And then just some other tips. Don't let excuses get in your way. For me, when I first started this business, I would say, I have no time to do that because I work full time or I'm going to school. And then I realized that no, I'm creating that excuse myself, and I can make this work without having those excuses. I can do this no matter what if I believe in myself and if I trust the process, basically. So don't let those excuses get in your way. Making small sacrifices. This is another huge one. I honestly cut out all TV, and it's been a huge blessing in disguise, but honestly, it has helped me so much focus on my business and take the time that I used to sit and watch TV on the couch, put it into my relationships with my kids and with my husband, work on the business. It's just been huge for me. Also, stopping scrolling Facebook. I know it can be a huge temptation, but it's just wasting time when you could be pouring that much more into your business. Do what works for you, because only you know your schedule and how you can play around with it. So don't copy exactly what I do. Don't copy what Sue does. Just do what works best for you. And then my last tip for success is be consistent, because if you show up and are the product of the product and are consistent every single day, you will get people who want to join you, and you will see huge success with this business. So that is about all I have, I think.
Megan, that was so good. Holy cow. So basically, you guys, if you are lost, if you don't know what to do, if you feel like it's chaos, I mean, whether you're a brand new coach, this is the perfect way. Follow what she said to figure out your own rhythm and your own schedule. If you've been coaching for a while, then again, like I was writing stuff down that she does that I want to implement in my own schedule. So This is absolutely amazing. Megan and I have opposite personalities, so she's very organized and scheduled, and I'm very chaotic and everywhere. But even though that's the case, there are still things that she said that I know that I need to apply to my business. So it doesn't matter what personality you are. There was so much truth in what she said, Megan. That was incredible. It almost got me emotional when I think about it, because you guys, Megan has been so consistent the entire time she's been a coach. I remember when she reached out to me, and it's been so cool to see her be able to go down in her hours at work and spend more time with her family. There were so many times when she could have quit, when she was overwhelmed with work and with her kids and with her schedule, and she hasn't. And so I just got to spend time with her in Mexico celebrating her success. And I want this for each and every single person on this team. So if you're discouraged, look at Megan and know that if it's possible for her, it's possible for you. Megan, that was really, really good. Cool.
Good.
Okay, so the team call's over, Megan. So if you just hit end recording, it should be good and it should start saving.